name is Sami from ERP Hub. In today's video, I'll be providing a full product tutorial for Zoho Projects. Zoho Projects is your all-in-one solution for efficient project management. I'll be covering how to set up your system, the benefits, how projects are structured, and how to create a project. We'll also go over some cool features and integrations that are available within. Now, before we begin, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content. Now let's get started. Improve the way you manage and organize your tasks with Zoho Projects. Zoho Projects is a cloud-based project management software that helps companies plan projects, track work efficiently, and collaborate with their team. Effective project management software helps you to organize your work, communicate with your team, and achieve your project goals. This hassle-free tool has a simple, easy-to-use interface and a mobile application that facilitates your projects from anywhere at any time. Zoho Projects has many benefits that makes it an excellent online collaboration tool for teams and businesses. The first benefit that the application possesses is project planning. Teams can plan the project down to the smallest detail and map every milestone to achieve until such time that the project is completed. Managers can create tasks and subtasks under every milestone and assign these to their members. This can ease the process of managing projects and allow your organization to achieve more in other areas. Next is collaboration. There are multiple channels to communicate from, including the forum, feeds, and chat. Communication and collaboration is an essential aspect of project collaboration, and Zoho Projects provides that to its users. A fast-paced work culture means moving from place to place, and collaboration is essential when you're working from different locations or different time zones. Another key benefit is increased productivity. Now consider a scenario where you have to alert a client that their documentation needs to be reworked. With the latest update, when the task transitions to another stage, your client will automatically get a trigger notification on their phones. This can save time, which in turn increases the company's overall productivity. The last and most important benefit is knowledge sharing. Zoho Projects supports knowledge sharing among team members as it is a crucial part of teamwork. Users can create a page where they can save documents and other information which team members can access at any time. Sharing knowledge helps you connect, perform, and become stronger as professionals. Before we dive into the modules here you see on the left navigation panel and the features within each of these, we need to customize some of our settings first. To access the settings, you would click on this icon here on the top right. And here on the left side, you can see that there are various tabs. We'll give you a quick rundown of each of these tabs, giving you a surface level view of what to expect when you come here. Starting off with the personal settings here, you can come over here and click on the pencil icon and adjust your profile settings. Change your first name, last name, add any contact phone information here and update that. You can also add a profile picture and associate that with your project account. Adjust your theme, mode, font family, font size, and also here below you can change the landing page, which is what you'll land on when you first log into Zoho Projects. If you are looking for something that provides a quick rundown of what your tasks are looking like for the day when you first log in, then I would recommend keeping this feed landing page on. It's very quick and easy to understand. Moving on to notifications, specifically the personal email notifications, you can customize what type of notifications you'll receive with your projects here. We have it set up currently, so when a new task is assigned to me or my team, I'll be notified through email. And getting these notifications can help you keep track and remind yourself of where you are in terms of your project progress. You can also come down here and adjust milestone notifications and set up email frequency as well here on the right side. Under portal configuration, you're able to change your portal name, add a logo, define your email sender. You can also change the URL you're using to access your project portal. And lastly, if you want to change your user admin, you can do that directly inside the configuration page over here. Moving on to the project and budget settings, every project has an identifier and you can change that ID here and update that, or you can just turn it off if you would like. There's also tags you can enable and disable here, which is an open way for you to categorize your projects or tasks that are in your system. You can decide how you want to track project completion as well, if you want a percentage or you want to do it based on account. This is up to you and how you want to score your project progress. Task and timesheet. If you want to maintain task order settings, you can do that here. If you have tasks that are linked or connected and you want to move all them together, you can decide that here with this toggle setting. You can also turn off your ID or unique identifier, change your task duration. If you want to measure task duration with days, you can do that here. And if you scroll down here under task dependency, you can decide how you want things to be structured. If you have a task that's a bottleneck and you want to automatically push that other task that's associated with that dependent task, then you can do that automatically here. Moving to the timesheet settings, the one at the top is important, and it's asking you to, if you want people to log hours for the tasks that they don't own, you can do that here. The setting is by default allows you to log only hours in if you're the owner of the task. If you were to bump that to all, then anyone would be allowed to log in hours for any task. You can also allow or not allow people to log hours for closed tasks and issues. Do you want to allow multiple timers at once? Do you want to allow login hours during work hours? If you're using these hours to calculate billing, make sure that it fits with how your business operates. Looking at the bottom, do we want to allow users to log in future and past time? Do we want to set limits to how many hours you can log in? And lastly, do we want to set any reminders if people have not logged in any certain amount of time? All of those reminders can be configured here. Moving on to customization, under the layouts and fields, you're able to customize the fields that are available when you're creating a record in Zoho Projects. I'll show you how to do that only for the Projects tab, but it follows the same process for all of the other modules in the system. Looking at our standard layout on the left navigation panel, you have the different fields that you can add into your form on the right side. So let's say I wanted to add a URL field for a work drive link. I can drag that URL field over here and update, pretty much just add in a field name for that. And you can click on the blue button and add that into your form. So whenever a new project is created, you'll have to fill that out. There's also some automation that you can run with Zoho Projects. There's project automation and task automation. Blueprints apply to task automations, and these blueprints that you're building are the steps that you need to take to complete a task. This can be used when you have a task that is super complex, requires multiple steps to complete, and this can be used for your members, and it can make their lives a lot easier, simplifying the task into steps. Workflow rules work similarly to how they are in the CRM. You can use these to notify or assign projects automatically. For example, when a new project is created and that project is categorized as development project, then you can assign a certain user in the system. Under Marketplace, you have various Zoho and third-party integrations. You can look at these third-party extensions and see which ones work for your business. The Zoho integrations are available here. We'll run down each of these and also explain how you can connect your CRM with Zoho Projects later in the video. Under Data Administration, in Imports, this is where you can import projects via spreadsheet. You can use this to create templates or active projects. So if you wanted to create a template out of a CSV file, then you would simply import your file and you would then save it as an active project first, and then you can create a template out of that. Last thing, under Settings, you can manage your users, and we'll cover that more in depth later in the video. We are now inside of Zoho Projects on the home page. I'll be walking you through each of these tabs on the left-hand side. Starting off with the home page, this is a main landing page when you log into the platform. It serves as a central hub where you can access and manage all of your projects, get an overview of your project portfolio. Now, the exact layout and components of your home page can vary based on your organization settings and customization preferences, but typically it consists of scorecard metrics at the top with metrics like open and closed task, issues, and milestones. And if you scroll down, you can see things like your work due today, overdue items, events, milestones, and again, you can customize these how you want them to be. Moving on down to the Feeds tab. This is a section where you can view and interact with project-related updates and discussions. And this is a feed where you can get together with your project team members, communicate, collaborate, stay updated on project activities and discussions. And there's a filter at the top by projects. So if you want to discuss a specific project, you can select that and discuss below, or you can discuss all the projects at the same time in one place. The Reports tab in Zoho Projects provides a dedicated section where you can generate and view various reports and analytics related to your projects. It offers valuable insights into project progress, resource utilization, task completion, and other key metrics. If you click on this drop down here, you can see all of the various reports that Zoho Projects offers. You have your Gantt chart here where you can see a list of all of your milestones, task list, tasks, and the dependent task also as well. And there's a lot of reports that Zoho offers that you can use for your business. The Calendar tab in Zoho Projects provides a visual representation of project-related events, tasks, milestones, and deadlines in a calendar format. It allows you to view and manage project schedules, plan resources, and track project timelines efficiently. So if you did have milestones and tasks created, you would be able to view it here, and it would color coordinate it. The blue represents the milestones, and underneath you would have all of your tasks associated with those milestones. The Projects tab is a central section where you can access and manage all of your projects. There are different ways you can view your projects and tasks. There's filters here up here at the top, and you can look at the different filters provided by Zoho. You can also create your own custom views and filters. If you click on a specific project, you can toggle through the different views available. There's Classic, which it's fairly straightforward. There's Plain, and then there's the Kanban view, which is used for when you are moving through your sales pipeline through the various stages that you have in your system. Here you have your task or your work overview. You can see all of your tasks, issues, milestones, and timesheets here in a quick manner. And under recent projects, you can see all of the projects that are being worked on by your team. And if you go back to the project section and click on a specific project, I forgot to mention, if you click on a specific task, you can scroll down here and you can leave comments on the task, log hours, attach documents, create dependencies, whether it's a predecessor or a successor. And there's a bunch of things that you can see here, specifically on the task. You can see things like when the task is due, how long did it take to complete. You can also add tags and reminders to that task as well. That's a brief overview of all of the tabs that are in the system. Now we'll be jumping to create a project on Zoho Projects. It's important to understand the structure and hierarchy of how these projects are created. First, you have the project at the top, which is broken down into milestones. This is the timeline of your project and the sequences you need to complete your project. Below milestones, we have task lists, which are prioritized list of actions. Then within the task list, you have all the tasks that are associated with that list. And lastly, within each task, you have subtasks that are associated with that project. Click on the Projects tab on the left side and click on New Project. Start off by creating a project title. The owner of the project is responsible for managing this particular project. The template is where you can view pre-configured templates. The start date and the end date is when the project begins and when the project is due. You can add details and a description of the product on the project overview section. You can also customize the task layout and the group name. You can also customize tabs for this project by clicking and checking the ones that you want selected. And you can give access to this project to the private or public. The public would be used when you're engaging with your client and he needs access to your project. Once you're done filling out all this necessary information, click Add to create the project. To start managing and customizing your project, select the Projects tab on the left navigation panel and click on the project that you would like to have customized. On the project screen, you can access different portions of the project by navigating through the different tabs on the top of your screen. To create a milestone, you would click on Task tab and click on Add Milestone. First thing, you need a name for your milestone. And for the milestone information, you can adjust the flag, the owner, you can add different tags to your milestones, and adjust the start date and the end date for your milestone. Now you can add different task lists to your milestone by clicking on this. And I'll add another one. So as you can see here now, we have 2 task lists that are associated with this one milestone. Now to add tasks to these lists, you can click on the list and then click on Add Task. First thing is having a task name. Now you can add a description to your task, attach files associated with this task. You can assign owners, adjust work hours, adjust the start date and the due date, change the priority of the task, and a lot more. And once you're done configuring all that information, you can click on Add. Here you can see an overview of all the information that you have filled out that pertains to the specific task. We went over how to create a project. However, going through that process over and over again of adding projects into your system can be time consuming. So if you tend to use the same types of tasks and milestones, then structuring your projects can be made easy with templates. Project templates can be accessed by clicking on this tab here and select this drop-down menu and click on Project Templates. Here you can view all of the project templates that are already in your system, and these project templates are used as a starting point or blueprint for creating new projects. It's a predefined structure that includes all of your tasks, milestones, dependencies, and other project elements that are commonly used across all of your projects. This feature simplifies the project initiation process, enhances efficiency, ensures consistency in your project management practices across your organization, and it overall just saves you a lot of time. To create a new template, you would start off by clicking on this blue button and naming your project template. The second field here allows you to choose from projects. If you have a project that you created and you want to create a template out of it, you can choose that and it will create a template for you. You can go in and fill in any of the necessary details. It's asking me to pick a client point of contact. I'll do that real quick and we can add that project template in. Project templates or projects on Zoho Projects are separated into 3 different elements. The first one being a milestone, which is a section of a project, and it pretty much defines the order of way things go, and it's usually ordered by how long it takes. So if I add in a milestone, start off by naming the milestone. You can also flag it as internal or external. And the last thing you can do is set the duration or how long it will take to complete. And once you set that duration, it will automatically assign due dates. So I'll fill this in and add the first milestone. And I'll go in and add another milestone as well for structuring purposes. Now that we have 2 milestones created in our template, we can go into one of our milestones and start creating our task list. Task lists are a way to organize and group your tasks. So we'll go ahead and add in some inside of our first milestone. You can also include tags if you want to organize your task list by certain words. Now below task list, you have tasks. So if I clicked on this, I could start adding specific tasks below my task list. And you can go in and fill in the description, how long it's going to take, the priority if you want to. And once you're done with that, you can add that into your task list. I'll create another task in my milestone 1, task list 1. Okay. Now that I have a couple of tasks inside of my first task list, I can start creating dependent tasks. And to do that, you would select a task and scroll down. And on the dependency tab is where you can create predecessor task and succeeding task, which would be, for example, if you have a successor, then task 2 will succeed after task 1 is completed. So that connection is made, and you can do that here on this section. So overall, this whole process of creating project templates can save you a lot of time. If you don't want to go through all of these steps when dealing with a new project every time, you can use this feature to create your templates and save time in the long run. Now I'll be covering user management in Zoho Projects. Zoho does use a similar process across their suite of products when it comes to user management. To manage your users on Zoho Projects, click on the setup icon on the top right. Scroll down all the way to the bottom on the left navigation panel. Click Manage Users. And here you can see there are some subcategories in the Manage Users tab. There are 2 different types of users inside of Zoho Projects: portal users and client users. Starting off with the portal members, these are the team members within your organization who actively participate in the project management process. They have access to all of the project-related features and can perform various tasks, such as creating tasks, setting your milestones, assigning resources, or collaborating with other team members. Now to add a portal user, you would click on this blue button and it would take you to the Zoho One admin panel where you can go in and add the users that are going to be using Zoho Projects. The second type of users in the system is client users. And these are the external stakeholders or clients who are involved in the project but may not be directly related or engaged in the day-to-day management or the project management task. They have limited access and can primarily view and provide feedback on project-related information, and they can view project tasks, milestones, documents, discussions, and all of that allows them to stay updated on the project's timeline and progress. That way they can determine whether or not they're achieving their goals and it's worth the time they're putting in. Additionally, you can add teams. It's a very simple process, and this way you can categorize and organize your team members according to what projects they need to complete. You would simply click on this blue button here. It's going to ask you to create a team name, select the team users that you want in your team, and then it's going to ask or require you to select a team lead. And you can also associate some projects that are related with that team. And once you're done, you can just add that into the system and your team is created. You can also set up profiles. Profiles determine the permissions users have access to when they're inside of Zoho Projects. So you can add a profile here. We already have some built into the system already, but if you wanted to add a new profile, this is what it would look like. You would just select your profile name, and you can decide if it's going to be a user profile or client profile. And the last thing that you can do here is set portal permissions, project permissions, module permissions, and there's some extra permissions that you can set here as well. And once you're done with that, you can just add it, and that will create that profile here. The last thing is the roles. Now, the roles function a little differently here than in the CRM. A role is just a tag here, and it identifies what they do within the organization. You can't really set any permissions associated with your roles. We're now back in the settings. Under Marketplace and under Zoho Apps, you can find the various Zoho apps that you can integrate Zoho Projects with. We'll be briefly looking at some commonly used integrations that can be beneficial to implement, and it can make your life a lot easier. Starting off with Work Drive. With this integration, you can associate specific Work Drive files with your task and projects, and you can directly link them without having to go back and forth. Zoho Sprints uses agile methodology, which allows you to split your task or projects into smaller projects. The CRM integration allows you to generate and manage projects from your accounts, contacts, and deals. And with Zoho Analytics, you can pull in all of your projects data to improve the way your work is being done. You can access how long it takes you to complete projects, who's taking this long to complete projects, just an overall full view of the analytics of your projects. With Zoho Books and Expense, they kind of go together. With this integration, you can create invoices off log time in your projects and send it off to client accounts. And the expenses can also be logged in with particular projects, so you can understand the ROI that's coming with your completed projects. With Zoho Desk, you can log in a ticket as an issue inside of your projects and directly close that ticket inside of your project. Zoho People, this integration is mainly for availability purposes. You can see who's available, distribute your work based on that, and you can also report time roll. Zoho Meeting, with this integration, you can directly work together and meet with your team members with the click of a button. You can chat and screen share whenever you're working on a task that requires collaboration. Zoho Mail, it's fairly straightforward. You can be notified with tasks that you need to complete. Zoho Click, you can create channels of communication for each project, and each of your projects can get its own channel. Fairly simple. Zoho Vault, if I wanted to share a certain password for a task that needs a certain account, I can do that. And lastly, with Zoho Forms, you can automate your tasks to be created based upon a form being filled out, and that covers it. Going into a little more depth with this Zoho CRM integration, it can be useful to sync this with your Zoho projects because it allows for a seamless connection without having to go back and forth with managing your deals and creating projects after those deals are closed. So I can't really show you how to integrate this directly because this is a free trial, but I'll briefly explain how to do it. You would just configure the integration to start off. It would first ask you to define the portal that you want to connect to. Usually there's only one portal that's connected to your account, so you don't need to worry about that. And then there'll be a Map Now button, and that pretty much decides which fields you want to push over from the CRM to projects. And that's probably the most important part about setting up this integration. So once a deal is done, you may want to create a project, so it's important that you map these fields correctly if you want this integration to work for you. So after that, you'll be asked to set the permissions, which is pretty much you're giving CRM users the ability to create, edit, and delete your projects. You can decide which members are allowed to, which members aren't. And with that, you pretty much simply set up your integration. There's no coding required. It's important that you map your fields out correctly once again. And once you have this set up, you'll be able to directly create new projects under the deals, accounts, and contacts modules in Zoho CRM. Zoho Projects empowers you to plan, track, and deliver your projects with precision. At ERP Hub, we want to take your project management to new heights with this product and unlock your team's true potential. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content. Start your journey today and experience the power of Zoho Projects for yourself. If you're interested in using this product for free, click on the link in the description to sign up. We'll see you next time.